There's always been discord in our area, in our region. There's always been a reluctance on the part of the powers that be, to acknowledge the value of African Americans in this city, in this region. And because of that, we've never come to grips with who we are as a people and how we collectively have contributed to the development of our area, and subsequently even to the development of our country. And I'm not sure what that stems from, that we just will not agree or admit or acknowledge that we have a real strong racial divide. When you don't talk about it, when you don't acknowledge it, when you don't deal with it head on, as hard as it can be, as guilt laying as it can be, as all of those negatives as it might be, until you just address it and deal with it, it doesn't get better. It quiets and goes away, but it always resurfaces. And so we've not done that well in our region. St. Louis, as we were developing this nation, was a pivotal place in the development. The Lewis and Clark expedition started here. We were able to purchase New Orleans because of activities of African Americans, even as far back as Haiti, and that involvement. St. Louis probably wouldn't have existed in the way that we do if there were not black people involved. But you don't see a lot of effort to acknowledge that involvement. You don't see a lot of appreciation for how important our role was in that. And the important thing for me is that we didn't just do things that were complimentary or things that uplifted the African American community. We were engaged in every form of activity that led to our development, and we just don't get that credit. And that's unfortunate. Because what happens is, not only does the black community grow up not knowing and not appreciating and not being inspired by that, but the mainstream community suffers from the same symptom. So we continually build this great divide, generation after generation, that never gets narrowed. There is an effort now to at least remember, to think about, to wonder about, to maybe bring some exposure to begin some discussions. Who knows where it will go, but at least now it's brought to the surface again. And it is just really, really sad that a young man would have to lose his life before that could happen. That this is the kind of dialogue that should have been taking place forever, not on the occasion of someone's death, whoever it was. It just shouldn't have been the reason why we come together, or why we suddenly began to feel that there is an urgency to deal with these issues. I feel like our presence in Ferguson is very much needed, and I'm glad to see the people there doing it. What I regret is that they don't seem to have a basis for how you protest, how you develop even the strategies for protesting and having a goal at the end, what it is you want to accomplish. And they don't seem to have a, if you will, leader or team of leaders who is able to provide that. And unfortunately, the group of people probably who are protesting don't know much about Percy Greens and Bill Clays and even a Mackler Shepherd, who is right around the corner. People who understood grassroots organizing, but who understood the importance of that and taking on that role, but then also had the knowledge of how to be successful and how to accomplish a goal. I don't think you can heal if you don't know your history. If you can't be inspired by the courageous things that people have done to help us get to where we are, despite obstacles, despite things that they've had to overcome, and despite sometimes personal sacrifices, I think that can be very, very inspirational to a people who is hurting, and a people who is looking for a way out, or people who is in despair and think there is no way out.